Hello everyone, so today I'm doing a mod review on a mod called Alev's Mobs mod. I haven't done one of these in a while, but this is a really great mod. As you probably can tell from the thumbnail and the title, I think this is the best mobs mod or creatures mod in 1.16. So without further ado, let's get started in this video. So in total, this mod adds I think 18 mobs into this game, and I'll be showing around 12 of them here, and I'll show the rest in other places because I think you need a specific location for those mobs to do that thing. So the first mod that we have is the Grizzly Bear. So here's the Grizzly Bear. If you find them in the wild, you should be able to see them with their kids, and if you're far away from them, they don't do anything, but if you get close to them, they will be hostile, just like polar bears. The cool thing about this mod is that there are a lot of mobs in this mod that has their own interactions with the nature, with the vanilla Minecraft, and they have their own animations as well. Everything is so detailed, I cannot believe it. So for the Grizzly Bear, as you can see, I'm putting it next to the beehive, and that is because they will eat honey, and they will actually raid the beehives to get the honey, so I'll show you. So as you can see, after they eat the honey, they will have the honey around their mouth. And from the mod's encyclopedia, it says that you can feed them raw salmon and they will be able to be tamed. But I have been trying it for ages. I've been feeding him, I think, 3 stacks of raw salmon and they just keep eating, and I think it's just trolling, so don't do that. So when the bear dies, it will drop the hair of bear, which you can then use to craft a knockback resistance potion. This is one of the complaints I have about this mod. A lot of the mobs are really strong and really hard to defeat, but the things they drop are so underwhelming, like a knockback resistance potion seems it's not too good. So next up we have the gazelle. So these things usually they just walk at normal speed, but if you punch one of them, these things run in like Mach speed, I think. I think it's intended to be this way, but it's a bit too fast, and like it's not really realistic in this case, but hey, it's Minecraft. But the thing about these things is that they usually spawn in savanna biomes and they spawn in hordes, which means if you punch one of them, all of them will run away at the same time. But if you do manage to kill one of them, I don't know how, but if you can, then they'll rarely drop a horn, which you can use to craft a speed potion. Again, quite underwhelming, but the mob details are really good. Right, so next up we have the flies. So the flies have the similar texture as the bees. So as you can see, they look like this. To be honest, they don't offer much, but if you kill them, they'll drop a maggot. You can eat it for a quick snack, and it doesn't cause any hunger or nausea or anything like this. But I think the best thing about them is that they're actually attracted to undead like zombies or husks, which means they will actually attack these things and bite them like this. But besides that, they don't offer much, and also the maggots can be used to tame or breed other animals, which I will then show later. Alright, so next up we have the hummingbirds. Now that's so fast that it's possible that you cannot even track them, but you can stop them by placing flowers in front of them, and they'll actually go to the flowers and stop there. As far as I know, you cannot really do anything with them besides breed them with maggots. So yeah, it's quite a nice ambience, I think. Alright, so next up we have the sunbird. Now this is a legendary creature, which means it's really hard to find them. They usually spawn on top of these mountains, but no, actually it's too short. So the mountains that they will spawn in is supposed to be like really tall. And if you can find them, they will grant you this blessing, which makes it easier for you to maneuver around with the elytra. But one thing that you definitely don't want to do is to hit them, so I'll demonstrate why. So because I hit him, now I get the sunburst cursed, which means when you use the elytra, you fall down so quickly that you're just gonna die from the fall damage. But overall, I just like the animation of this bird and the texture. It just looks so majestic. Alright, so next up we have the gorillas. Now for the gorillas, they actually spawn in jungles, and they will follow an alpha. So it looks like in this case this will be the alpha. So when an alpha or when a gorilla is anxious, they will pounce their chest. I think that's because he sees this bear, I don't know why. But the cool thing about them is that you can feed them bananas. So you can drop the bananas, They take my bananas. Yeah, so they'll eat it. You can find the bananas in jungle leaves. So when you're in jungle, just break the leaves and you'll be able to find these things. So as you can see, now I can ask him to sit or stand. So if I ask him to sit, he'll remain in the position. But if I ask him to stand, he'll wander around the area. So do not anger these guys because they can like rip you apart. I guess I'll show you once. It's fine if I die anyways. Oh? Okay, so seems like if you feed them enough bananas, they will not get mad at you. Alright, so I haven't tamed this gorilla yet. So they should attack me. Yep, so even with full netherite armor on, it's shredding through my health bar. So yeah, alright, so it turns out I'm an idiot who forgot to save his location. So it took me a while to get all this stuff stored out again, but now it's done. So let's move on to the next mod, which is the capuchin monkey. So these are really similar to gorillas in terms of what they can do. They're really strong as well, but they run really fast. So I'll show you how they look like. Again, the animation is really good, but I think the textures can use a little bit more work. I don't know. So you can tame these guys with bananas, and after they eat it, they'll drop the banana peel, which you can then use to craft this kind of a food. It's really good food source because like it's all useless junk otherwise. Alright, so I've just tamed this monkey. So of all the mobs, I think it's best to have a monkey as a pet. You can ask these monkeys to follow you, sit on your shoulders, wander around, or sit down. So a lot of versatility, and the best thing is they are really good support when you're fighting some monsters. So let me spawn a pig, show you guys. So once you have it on your shoulder, or even if it's not on your shoulder, right, you can just punch it and they'll attack it like this. And if they're on your shoulder, they will use the ranged attack, which is really strong. I kind of think it's overpowered because it's like ridiculously strong for like a monkey throwing stones. But yeah, it's a really good pet, so be sure to get one if you get the chance. So next up we have the Komodo Dragons. Now I really hate these things in real life, but in this game they look really cool and they basically destroys anything they see. So if it noticed this chicken, oh, looks like he noticed. So it kills it in lightning speed and it's just so ridiculously strong. So you can tame these guys with a lot of rotten flesh actually. You need I think at least 4 stacks of rotten flesh. Let's try. So yeah, as you can see, I've tamed this Komodo dragon and there isn't much indication that you tamed him besides you can mount them. So the only thing you can do with them is to mount them and to dismount. You cannot tell them to wander or to sit. They're also really good swimmers, so I think you can take them anywhere you want and you don't have to worry about anything. So if they don't have anything else to do, you can use rotten flesh and tell them to follow you. Occasionally they will drop a saliva or a spit, which you can then use to craft another kind of potion. So the next mod that we have is the lobster. They usually spawn in red colors, but they can also spawn in other variations. Now you cannot tame these guys, but you can kill them. You can also pick them up with a water bottle, or buckets actually, and place them inside the place that you want. Now if you hit one of these guys, they will not pursue you, but they'll pinch you whenever you get too close. They're a really good source of food, I think, because they will drop this kind of lobster tail, and the lobster tail can be cooked later on. Alright, so next up we have the road runners and the rattlesnake. These things spawn in desert biomes, and on their own they aren't too much impressive. This one just run really fast, and the other guy just basically rattles. You have to be careful about the rattlesnake though, because they inflict serious damage or poison to anyone that touches them. For some reason, road runners cannot get the poison effect, so whenever they fight, it looks really good because the rattlesnake is actually stronger than the road runner, but the road runner is much faster and it doesn't take poison damage. So yeah, sometimes the road runner wins with like half an HP, but it's said that the road runners are the predators of rattlesnakes, so I guess they hunt in teams. So if you kill one of the road runners, they will drop their feathers, which can then be used to craft boots. It's not too useful, but it allows you to run faster on sand. But if you kill the rattlesnake, you get the rattle, which can then be used to brew potions. Alright, so next up we have the cave centipede. Now this is a really strange creature. They usually spawn in caves, but you can rarely find them in caves also. But if you do find them, I suggest you to run away from them because they're really strong. So yeah, it's just a really tough mob to deal with, but just look at the animation of how they're moving. It's really one of the best mods that I can find. I've been repeating myself for a long time, but... So yeah, if you do defeat the cave centipede, you'll be able to get the legs, which then can be used to craft a legging. The legging itself isn't too good. It offers decent protection, but the best thing about them is it lets you climb any kind of surface. So it can come in handy when you're exploring outside, I guess. Alright, so the next creature is my favorite, the crocodile. Now the crocodile behaves really similarly to real-life crocodiles. They usually swim in water and they have a lot of HP. They rarely spawn in the swamp biome, but if they do, you better watch out because these things are really strong. So occasionally they will go to the land and actually hatch their eggs there. If you do get your hands on one of the crocodile eggs, you can use it like how you would use it for chickens. So as you can see, I just got a little crocodile and it will protect the place that it was spawned in. So it will not be hostile to you because you're the first thing that it sees, and it will try to protect the area that it is spawned in. I'm not sure if you can ask it to stay, but for now that's all I know about this mob. So I think it's best to show you how they attack people because it's really one of the best that I've seen. So now I think it's hatching an egg. The only reason I'm alive right now because I'm eating god apples and having netherite armor on. Alright, so next up we have the Hammerhead shark. Now this is another really cool mob. The thing that's cool about this mob is that it behaves similarly to real life as well. Sharks are scavengers, so in this game, if you're below half health, they will go after you, but if you're not below half health, they will not do anything to you. So as you can see, it's circling around because they're actually assessing its prey. So I'm guessing that it's trying to attack these two. So once it finds a place to attack, it will drive in like this. It's really awesome, like the way they attack. Like they have their own attacking patterns instead of just rushing to you. If you do manage to kill it, it will occasionally drop the shark tooth, which then can be used to craft the shark tooth arrows. The arrows do nothing special besides they shoot really well in water. So it's really good for fighting guardians if you are able to obtain one of these. Alright, so the next creature that we have is orcas. So let me spawn one around here. It's really majestic. As you can probably tell from the intro, they can jump like this, and they usually do this to attack their enemies on the ground or play around, I guess. So these things work in group too. So if you attack them, all of them will come after you, so better not to do that. They don't drop anything as well. So one cool thing about these things is that not only do they hunt fish, they also hunt polar bears. Alright, so on to the mobs in the nether and the end. So for the first mob, we have the crimson mosquito. Now this is a really pesky creature. I cannot find a way to kill it when they are attached to you. So you'll see what I mean. So as you can see, I cannot attack it. I don't know how to get rid of it actually. I think the only way to do it is to have a pet to attack it. For now, that's the only way I find to be effective against these things. So if you kill one of those, they will drop a blood sac, which can then be used to craft a weapon called a blood sprayer. So the blood sprayer can be used to, well, spray blood just like the mosquito. It's actually quite a powerful weapon, I would say, but it's not quite durable. You can use it for a little while and it'll be out of... as I was saying, you'll be out of ammo really soon, but the good thing is it doesn't break. and the only thing you need to do is to get another blood sac and you can repair it soon. Alright, so next up we have the bone serpents. Now the bone serpents spawn in the lowest level of the nether, which is the lava pool. These things are really majestic as well. They jump around the lava pool and they don't get fire damage. You need to be really careful when you're walking on the edge like this because they will try to jump up and drag you down into the lava pool. So if you do manage to kill one of these, I don't know how, but if you do manage to, you'll be able to get one of his tooth, which you can then use to craft a potion. Alright, so the last creature on the list is Endergrade. Now these are really harmless creatures that float around in these ant islands. So these things usually float really high in the air, and you can breed them with chorus fruits, which can also be used to lure them down, and then you can ride them with a saddle. So if you can get one on a saddle, you can then ride them. But you cannot control them usually, unless you have a chorus fruit on a stake, which can be crafted like so. So the only thing you can do with them is to float up really fast and to drop down really fast. These creatures, they don't offer too much. There's no reason to kill them though, because they don't drop anything. They drop just as much experience as a normal livestock, so I think these creatures, you should better leave them alone. Alright, so that's the end of the video. I was originally planning to put this mod in one of my underrated mod lists, but I don't think it does it justice. Maybe I'll still put it in one of my mod lists, but still, I think there needs to at least be one mod showcase about this mod. At the moment that I'm recording this, there are, I think, a couple thousand of downloads. Please download this mod, it's really awesome. Give all the support and love to the mod creator, it's incredible. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I upload video like this every week, so yeah, I'll see you next time and goodbye.